$8.5 million designated to develop Third Ward in Midtown Houston is gone. In this episode, I will answer 3 questions: who the money was stolen from, what organization managed the funds, and where the money came from. Then I'll share my brief thoughts on the shady individuals connected to this crime. You are listening to Logic and Reason.
My imperative is to bring peace and order to this world. I am about to fulfill that imperative.
Third Ward is a black community with a rich history and cultural legacy. It is home to multiple boutiques, delicious food from places like Reggae Hut and Turkey Leg Hut. It has community centers. Then there's coffee shops like Caffeine and Dosha House, and then an African American art gallery, which I really enjoy. Further into the Midtown district, there's restaurants and parks that I frequented when I lived there. And I can't forget nearby the historic red brick roads, which were laid down by the first freedmen of Houston and the African American School and Research Center. But surrounding all the areas I mentioned is the looming issue of unkempt, underdeveloped lots in the neighborhood. This attracts vagrants and illegal dumping of trash, which depresses the area. Individual property owners and neighborhood institutions petitioned for new construction and restoration of the infrastructure. By January of 1995, the Midtown Redevelopment Authority was born. The purpose was to redevelop the area, aid, assist, and act on behalf of the city using tax money in special zones created by the city. So what happened? Todd Edwards, former real estate asset manager for the Midtown Redevelopment Authority, was in charge of invoicing and contracting with potential vendors. Instead, he used his position to lead the organization to believe economic development was ongoing, while he, along with contractors Veronica Ugorji and Kenneth Jones, carried out their own plans with the funds. The gaps are still being filled, but we know they used a landscaping business as a front to obtain contracts for upkeep of the neighborhoods. Of course, no work was rendered, or at least not to the level of $8.5 million that was awarded. The money went to what all great con artists use the money on: luxury lifestyle, travel, homes, cars, even some nefarious activity. Residents filed multiple complaints to no avail for years until Friday, June 21st of this year, when Edwards, Ugorji, and Jones were arrested and charged with abuse of official capacity and money laundering. That is, a Caucasian, Edwards, used his position with the Midtown Authority and got together with 2 black people, 2, Nigerian Ugorji and African American Jones, to divert money from economic development plans for black areas of Houston. Not the tax money designated for areas with other demographics, the black historic areas. I just find it odd. I would say the story is close to home, and I have a couple of issues with this, but I'm going to focus on just one question. Does awarding funds to black contractors guarantee that money designated for black areas will in fact go to those areas?
Nope.
My answer, no. Too many scammers are out here claiming they are here to support black people, or down with the cause, or want to build generational wealth with us. We've heard it all. We've seen it all. It's disgusting. Now, when I first heard of this corruption case, I was thinking, wow, the new mayor is really on it. He is fighting corruption as promised. That's where we used to live, and no wonder it was declining and had gotten worse since we'd moved. I remembered when Devo attended community meetings, signed us up for alerts, keeping up virtually or through other contacts if we missed something important. Then I wondered, okay, who stole the tax money and how were they able to do it this time? I pay my taxes and I don't find theft funny. Upon a closer look at the arrested individuals, I realized who the criminals involved are. It is then that their race piqued my interest. It's not odd that individuals of varying backgrounds would work together. Not in Houston, anyway. We have a diverse population. But then you look closer at the relationship and how I believe that Ugorji and Jones must have followed Edwards' plan. Why do we as a people give so much authority up and just follow what certain people of certain demographics tell us to do? Of course, they are all adults and made their own decisions. But it just seems to me like the two black contractors were too comfortable following a corrupt government official in a plan to scheme black folks. It almost feels targeted. It adds an unforgivable layer to the story of what Ugorji and Jones joined Edwards to do. Worse, there's evidence suggesting that Ugorji and Edwards were hooking up. It's unfortunate that Ugorji did not consider her reputation. Anyway, a con will be a con. So it's up to us, the general public, of normal working people, to keep up with things like this and stop them sooner. This scheme went on for years, yet the district attorney stated it was very basic and could have been discovered with the slightest investigation. Why were the main people following the money trail, attending board meetings, and most importantly, demanding answers to white males? Because that's another thing. It's their neighborhood too, and I'm glad they did pursue the case. But we can't take ownership of our areas? I guess if we aren't even aware of what is ours. We're too busy distracted with rotting carrots dangled in our faces, also known as potential reparations, when there is money in the bank designated for us being used for someone else's pretend luxury lifestyle. Okay, so that was a few more questions than the one. But what do you think, Devo?
I think it's a great story to remind ourselves that our reparations are actually there. We have to get them, but we need to have responsible people actually going out for these grants. We need to have responsible people going for these vendor contracts, and we can't complain about the government. We can't complain about mayors. We can't complain about governors when it's individuals on our level who are reaping all of this wealth, essentially extracting it from us for their own personal gain, and just essentially just buying bullshit.
Absolutely.
The other thing that I also have to remind people, as far as this story is concerned, is also pushing that like and subscribe button. I don't know if anybody forgot about that part, but there's that. I think you did a phenomenal job with your story. This is a great moment where we have a mail piece.
We do have a mail piece.
Fully developed, produced, written mail piece.
Thank you very much. I appreciate the flowers.
Yes. And also, we would like the flowers from you guys by pushing that like and subscribe button. I don't have to do it again. Sorry, I did.
You know the drill.
All right, we'll see you guys next time. You want to do a quick sign out?
All right, y'all. See you next time. See you in the comments. See you in the community page. And check out our shorts. Devo's killing it.